Matt Wyatt's joining us talking Mississippi State football. You can join Matt on his show head-to-head, 3 to 6 Central Time on supertalk.fm. At Supertalk Mississippi, you can download the app. All right, Matt, I guess we got to bring it forward here eventually to 2017, and Mississippi State had a good thing going with Dan Mullen. I think he did a tremendous job. I think everyone would agree in regards to what any particular coach has to face in that division year in, year out, recruiting against those programs. But Dan Mullen probably left for one of the few jobs that he would leave for in going to Florida. Were you surprised that he left? Did you think that Mississippi State in particular was safe because there were other names being mentioned, Chip Kelly in particular for the Florida job, and that Dan Mullen may be a fixture in Starkville for a long, long time?
Yeah, that seemed to feel that way for a while, right? Because after the third year, fourth year of Dan Mullen, there was always someone saying that, Miami was interested in Dan Mullen and or Florida was interested in Dan Mullen, but he never left. And so then you looked up this year and you're 9 years into his tenure at State. So you're thinking, well, maybe he is going to be around for the long haul. I would tell you, Mark, that in my evaluation, this was the right time for everybody. It definitely was the right time, and I think the right move for Dan Mullen. Like you said, Florida having that job having come open now for the second time since he took the State job. The first time it came open, McElwain got that job, and Dan was rumored for it. This time, he's been at one school for 9 years. He's been a really consistent winner for 9 years at a place that doesn't sign as many 4- and 5-star talented players as, say, Florida does. So with it coming open again and that search coming back around to Dan, I think he made the right move for himself to go take that Florida job and go take that next challenge and see if he can't maybe win a championship down there. Now, from Florida's perspective, after, watching Dan Mullen's teams for 9 seasons and seeing every game they played in person for 9 seasons, I think that Florida fans are in for a fun ride. I really do. That he is absolutely 100% going to transform their offseason program. See, that's what people don't really realize about Dan. They always go, boy, quarterbacks, look at him coaching these quarterbacks and spread offense. And what they don't realize is his number one priority is the hire he just made, and that's Nick Savage, the strength and conditioning coach that he just hired away from State. They will revamp and completely revitalize the offseason conditioning and strength program at Florida. Florida fans will see a different looking football team when those Gators run out there for the spring game here in a few months. And I'm putting my name beside it and guaranteeing that. And then they will be a team that will always be ready to play on offense when they run out there this fall. Florida fans are going to enjoy Dan. And, from State's perspective, I think, Mark, if you look over history in the SEC, you can draw a pretty, solid line at 10 years at all these jobs. There are great examples of 10 years. For some reason, once you get past 10 years, good or bad, fan base is split on the coach. They just do. And the examples are all over the place. Phil Fulmer at Tennessee, Houston Nutt at Arkansas, Tommy Tuberville at Auburn, Jackie Sherrill, Mississippi State. And that's just a few. For all those guys, winners. Houston Nutt took more than 2 Arkansas teams to Atlanta. But at about 10 years, half the fan base was sick of him, and I think Dan knew this is the right time to go. You consistently won through 9 years. If they want you, you got to go. I think he was prepared to take the Tennessee job, and then Florida called.